Hey everybody, I just wanted to take a little bit of time to talk a little bit about rhythm. We discuss rhythm no matter what ensemble we are teaching. I find that it's one of the most difficult things to talk about because it's the most difficult thing to get students excited about and to unify them with an idea, an approach, an understanding, with a common understanding of how rhythms are supposed to be felt and interpreted. If we don't have this in our, let's say, musical soul, then we have lots of problems, constantly addressing situations in ensembles where it's, oh, that rhythm's a little late, a little bit slow, a little bit this. So fundamentally, how do we get students excited about rhythm? Well, starting from a very early grade all the way up through college, I think as soon as students are introduced to rhythm, it is proposed to them or told to them like it's about math and about all these things, which immediately we know may tune them out. I have a suggestion of a way that I've seen it work where they grab onto it. It's a little bit more fun. Okay, so I wanted to show you a little bit today, or talk a little bit about. This is one way to approach it, and it's something, like I said, that they seem to have a little bit more fun with it because it's more hands-on, literally, which you'll see in a second. And it's based around South Indian Soca, which is, Soca is basically the language that I'm about to use within the syllables and within the rhythms themselves. We teach, you see up here, 16th notes, 1 E end of 2 and 3 E end of 4 and 1 E end of 2 E end of 3 E end of 4 and. It's great. Students should know how to do that. They should understand that. They should be able to count. I think that's very important. However, there are other ways to approach it that may be a little bit more exciting from the beginning. This is one way. The Indian Soca basically is a way that uses various syllables, which are, you'll see the letters underneath, T, K, D, M, D, N. That stands for Taka, Di, Mi, Din, Na. So the syllables I'm going to be using, there's lots of syllables in Soca, but these are just some that I see are less of a tongue tire than, tongue twister than others. The syllables are Taka, Di, Mi, Din, Na. So this would be Taka, Di, Mi, Din, Na, Taka, Di, Mi, Din, Na, Taka, Di, Mi, Taka, Di, Mi, Taka, Di, Mi, Din, Na. Now, right away, you teach that to them, and it's going to be a little bit, depending on who it is, grade level, how old, it's going to be a little bit of a tongue twister. So you go slow. The important part, or the hook, is to bring something tactile to the table. What I mean by that is it involves their hands. The way the rhythm, or the tala, the beat, is kept in India is based on gestures, hand gestures, called kriyas. These are called hand gestures or kriyas. And the kriyas are based on something that I'm going to show you right now that I have my classes do that, again, involves a tactile movement. And it goes something like this. The first beat, beat 1, is a clap. Then beat 2 would be a pinky, 3, ring finger, 4, middle finger. So the first 4 beats of the cycle would look like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, immediately, this is involving something tactile for the students instead of, all right, everybody tap your foot, or everybody clap on the beat, which is good. We should still do those things. Those are practical. This is a little bit more tactile, like I said. Then the second 4 beats go like this. You flip, that's beat 1, then back to 2, 3, 4, same as the other. So all 8 beats, let's say it's an 8-beat rhythm cycle, 2 bars of 4. Go like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now this is a version of those gestures that I'm showing you. There are different ways that they are done in India and such, but this is something like, again, I'm taking that and kind of shaping it, using it to work for those 8 beats so that they can really be able to keep track. And all the way down to kindergarten I've used this, and all the way up to collegiate students. So, first thing, step 1, getting them to be able to do that. I like to have them say, clap, pinky, ring, middle, flip, pinky, ring, middle. That helps. internalize what the motion is. Because remember, we're dealing with motion. We're also dealing with, some independence, and it's tactile again. The second thing I would really encourage you do is while you're having them do this, count to 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You could do 8, or you could do 2 groups of 4 as well. Whatever you think works. Again, we're trying to get them excited about what I'm about to approach, which is duple rhythms in any kind of format. That is, erasing the first partial, which you know is E and a, right? Erasing the second partial, 1 and a, 2, third partial, etc. Okay? I want this to be very, very exciting for them. It's like a puzzle. Okay? So, back to this. Keeping tall, or the beat. Getting them to the point now where they can do this comfortably. Count to 8. I usually put something on like this. Anything will work if you find a recording or a loop like this. Okay, so they hear it in a traditional manner. I like that. 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay? Do that for a while, work that up. That's exciting if you see all of them doing that together, especially to a track or a loop, which you can find anywhere on the internet. Then, let's get the Takadimi Dinna going. Teaching Takadimi Dinna. And you can go as fast or as slow based on how quickly they pick this up. But then the next thing we want to be able to do is say Takadimi Dinna, Takadimi Dinna, Takadimi, Takadimi, Takadimi Dinna. And notice I'm changing my inflection. It's huge. Not only in this type of music or in this idea, but it's also huge for them to keep track of it. So, Takadimi Dinna, Takadimi Dinna, Takadimi, Takadimi, Takadimi Dinna. They're keeping this tactile idea, and they're keeping that rhythm. You'll find them immediately nailing that rhythm. And so when you hit it with this, Takadimi Dinna, Takadimi Dinna, Takadimi, Takadimi, Takadimi Dinna. Then you can break it down. They're now comfortable with that. I'm fast forwarding. They feel great about that. Hey, let's make a puzzle out of it. So then, let's erase the first partial. You know it as E and a 2 and E and a 4 and. So they have to say Kadimi. Let's fix that a while. We'll go Kadimi. So they're getting Kadimi Dinna, Kadimi Dinna, Kadimi, Kadimi, Kadimi Dinna. Now those of you that are teachers or whatever, you know, if you start seeing them execute that E coming off the beat efficiently, well, I mean, that's exciting. And it will happen because this is visual and tactile. Then you could just go down the scope, Next thing would be the second partial. So, ta, get rid of ka, ta, dimi, dinna, ta, dimi, dinna, ta, dimi, ta, dimi. Then you get rid of D. Taka me dinna, taka me din. They'll laugh like taka me dinner, and it's funny, whatever. Taka me dinna, taka me dinna, taka me dinna. All the way until you're starting to break down one partial at a time. This is when it gets really great because they're hearing takadimi subdividing in their brain. They're hearing takadimi, and if you say, let's only execute the me, right? Me dinna. Me dinna. Me, this is hard to get a band to go or just on the E. Ka, ta, ka. So, ka, dinna, ka, din. It'll happen through a process that builds little by little. You don't want to try and do that on the first maybe day or so, but it'll happen. This tactile idea really, really sinks in. And after a while, you can split up the parts. Keep in mind, you're doing things with 16th notes and 8th notes, so there's a gear change there that you're reinforcing. That 8th note's the common denominator, which I always say, ta, di, din, na. So, ta, di, din, na. I keep that 8th note. That's another way you could teach it. You can have all kinds of fun with it in terms of a puzzle. Then you could do something a little bit faster, speed it up. So if this is the beat, right? Takadimi dinna, takadimi dinna, takadimi, takadimi, takadimi din, or takadimi dinna, takadimi dinna. It goes fast or as slow as you want with it. But the idea is the tactile involvement and then teaching that and reinforcing where the beat is so that in their brain they're basically learning how to subdivide so later this doesn't have to happen. And mathematically they can think about how rhythms are being created instead of just, well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 E, a 2, and. That kind of gets rounded off a lot. 1 E, can be a lot of things. But in this approach, just for duple rhythms, this is a great way. Again, it's tal or tala beat, Soca 2, which is a South Indian form of dialect, which is what I was talking about, and then Kriyas of the gestures. I have this magic little beam that I keep crossing accidentally. Anyways, I hope this helps. I know how much we struggle with rhythm, and I know